Hello, and today we are working on lateral area and surface area of a cylinder. So we've got a couple of terms we're going to be looking at. Um, we have radius, which we know is from the center to the edge of our circle here. It's halfway across. Then we've got diameter, right? That goes through the center, but it's the all the way across. And then we have our height. Now we go over that because we're talking about lateral area and surface area. And lateral area is the area of the side of the sides of our shape. Well, in this case, we have one continuous side, which is circular. Now, back when you learned about perimeter of a circle in your middle school years, we learned that perimeter of a circle is referred to as its circumference. And the circumference has a formula. It's 2 pi r. Sometimes you'll see pi times d, and that's because 2 times the radius makes the diameter. But we're going to stick to 2 pi r. Now, that's the area around the circle, but since it's 3D, its third dimension is that height. So we're going to take the circumference or the perimeter times the height, and so the formula that we're going to use is 2 pi rh. Now, in the cylinder, we have a surface area, which includes all of the sides. And that means the top, which is a circle. We know the area of a circle is pi r squared. It also includes the bottom, which is also circular. That's also pi r squared. So together they make 2 pi r squared. So we're going to be focused on these formulas in today's example. All right, so example 1. Find the lateral area and the surface area of a cylinder who has a radius of 3 centimeters and a height of 5 centimeters. So I'm going to fill that in on my diagram. My radius is 3 centimeters. My height is 5 centimeters. All right, our formula for lateral area is 2 pi RH. So in this case, we're going to have 2 times pi times the radius of 3 and height of 5. And we're going to be using our Desmos calculator. You see I have it pulled up over here to the side. And so I'm going to type in 2 pi times 3 times 5. And for all of our problems, we are going to round when we have decimals. We're going to keep it simple, and we're going to round to the tenths place. I'm going to write that here just so you remember. But we're going to round to the tenths place. So in this case, for our lateral area, we're going to get 94.2. The other thing we want to include is our units. The units here were centimeters, and so we have centimeters squared for our area because we had 3 centimeters times 5 centimeters, that's centimeters squared. For the surface area, we have 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Now we've already done the 2 pi RH, so I'm just going to rewrite that down. 2 pi times 3 times 5. Now we're going to say plus 2 pi times our radius squared. Our radius was 3, so times 3 squared. Now the good news is I did not delete anything over on my Desmos calculator, so I can actually go over here and say plus 2 pi times r squared. In this case, that's 3 squared. And then round to the tenths place, I get 150.8 centimeters squared. Okay, let's look at example 2. It says a soup can has a radius of 4 inches and a height of 10 inches. Find the lateral area and surface area. I'm going to label my diagram. My radius is 4 inches. My height is 10 inches. And now we're ready to do some substitution. Lateral area is 2 pi RH. So I have 2 pi times the radius of 4 times its height of 10. And I'm going to go over to Desmos and we're going to type that in. So I have my 2 pi here. So it's going to be times 4 times 10. So I get 251.3. Our units are inches this time, so inches squared. Surface area, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. Right, we've already done the 2 pi RH. I'm going to rewrite it. Plus 2 pi times the radius squared. Our radius was 4, so 4 squared. And I'm going to go in here and I'm going to write, well, what is my surface area? So I'm going to go back to Desmos and I'm going to type in plus 2 pi times 4 squared. And we get 351.9. Now, when we do get to the homework a little bit later, I am looking for 3 items when I say show your work. I want to see the formula that you used, the numbers that you substituted, and your final answer. All 3. Do not just write an answer. I already know we're using the calculator to do the calculations, but I want to see those 3 things. Example 3. Find the lateral area and surface area of a cylinder that has a radius of 6 meters and a height of 7 meters. So I'm going to fill that in my diagram. The radius is 6 meters. Height is 7 meters. So for my lateral area, I have 2 pi RH. So that's 2 pi times the radius of 6 times the height of 7. And then I'm going to type this into Desmos. So 2 pi times 6 times 7. All right, so I get 263.9 when we round to the 10th place. And that's meters squared. All right, surface area, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. All right, we've already done the 2 pi RH, so 2 pi times 6 times 7 plus 2 pi times the radius squared, so 6 squared. Now back over to Desmos. I have my 2 pi times 6 times 7. Now I need plus 2 pi times the radius of 6 squared. And we get 490.1. Meters squared. All right. Example 4. Find the lateral area and surface of a cylinder. Oh, a little bit different this time. Diameter of 8 inches, height of 12 inches. Now we say when we do our formula, it always requires lateral area is 2 pi RH. But this time, it didn't give us the radius, it gave us the diameter. So the radius is half of the diameter. So 8 divided by 2, half of 8 is 4. So our radius is 4 inches, 12 inches. So you need to pay attention. What did it give you, radius or diameter? It matters. So I have 2 pi times the radius 4 times a height of 12. All right, let me go back over to Desmos. So 2 pi times 4 times 12. I get 301.6. And of course, units are inches, so that'll be inches squared. Surface area, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. So we have that 2 pi times 4 times 12 plus, now we want to add in the 2 pi r squared. So 2 pi times 4 squared. And back to Desmos we go. We've got our 2 pi times 4 times 12 plus 2 pi times 4 squared. We get 402.1 inches squared. Okay, last example coming up. We have a storage container shaped like a cylinder with a diameter of 10 feet and a height of 9 feet. So we need to find the radius, since we need radius for our formula, 2 pi RH. So if the diameter is 10, then the radius is half of that, and half of 10 is 5. So I have a radius of 5 feet, height of 9 feet. So I have 2 pi times a radius of 5 times a height of 9. Right, so I have 2 pi times 5 times 9. That gives me 282.7. And that's going to be feet squared. Surface area, 2 pi RH plus 2 pi r squared. So I have my 2 pi times 5 times 9 plus 2 pi times radius squared, so 5 squared. Now we're going to type that into Desmos. So plus 2 pi times 5 squared, we get 439.8 feet squared. Right, so tonight you have 2 problems to do on your own, finding the lateral area and the surface area. Notice it says show your work. No work means no credit. Remember, I want to see the formula, the numbers you plugged into the formula, and the answer. 2 problems. I will check for them tomorrow, and thank you for joining my lesson.